Hello everyone, my name is Clyde and I'm here to talk to you about something. It's the reason why some people still haven't decided who they're going to vote for. And really, the question is, why? Is the Biden-Harris presidential ticket a lesser of two evils? Is it really a lesser of two evils? When you look at choosing between the lesser of two evils, we're looking at really technically two evil things, and you have to choose between them. But the question is, are the choices between Trump-Pence and Biden-Harris really evil versus evil? I will submit to you tonight, it is not. First of all, let's look at what you might like about Joe Biden. First of all, he's a 47-year public servant. He's the former vice president in the Barack Obama administration. He's empathetic. He's demonstrated that he's presidential. He is dignified. He's honorable. And he's very direct. What some people would call a straight shooter. Now, what you might not like about Joe Biden is that he voted for the crime bill of 1994. The crime bill of 1994 was a response to the public outcry for a vast increase in terrible crimes all over the United States. Unfortunately, the crime bill of 1994 had some unexpected collateral damages that occurred, which caused mass incarceration. No one could have really predicted what happened with the crime bill of 1994 and the increase in mass incarceration, but it's something that we have to live with, and it's something that we're going to have to correct. And after all, it did happen in 1994. And right now, we have an opportunity to change those things. It's now 2020, and we have an opportunity to move in a different direction. He said he wanted to phase out fracking. So what? Fracking right now, true enough, it does provide many jobs. But the oil industry has always been lazy and playing country dumb at innovating the way it does business, because they just want to make money. It's not about how they make the money, and it's not about how you leave the land after you do your business. It's about money, nothing more, nothing less. And what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to be evolutionary in the way we get the oil out of the hole. It's very simple. Maybe we're not going to phase out fracking. Maybe we're just going to change the way we do it. Nevertheless, the negative impacts of fracking on the environment have to be considered, and they have to be dealt with, and we're going to have to change the way we do fracking. He said also that if you don't vote for him, you're not black. Okay, that might be a gaffe to some people, but the real thing is this. If you don't vote for someone who's looking out for your best interest, which, of course, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have said that they are, then who are you voting for? You're voting for other interests, not your own. Even if you don't participate, you tend to vote for other interests, not your own. He's 77 years old. So what? He's still functional. He's still on top of his game. And it takes a whole heck of a lot more energy for someone 77 to go out on the campaign trail and do the job. And I would submit to you that someone 30 or 40 or 50 would still have the same trouble that someone 77 years old who's prepared to do the job would have trying to get the job and doing the job as president. He tends to be a gaffe machine. So what? Sometimes that could be entertaining. But what the biggest and most important thing about his possibly being a gaffe machine is that he always makes his corrections. He doesn't double down on dumb. That's important. So don't let that be an excuse to be stupid. Some people say he's just as racist as any other white person when it comes to black people. How do you know this? How can you even fix your mouth to say this? That is a stupid statement too, because it doesn't come based on any real facts. You don't know that. What it comes down to is we have an opportunity in a Biden-Harris ticket to do more for ourselves as black people than we've ever done before. Don't mess it up by coming up with stupid reasons why you either won't participate or you'll vote for Trump. Let's talk about Kamala Harris, what you might not like. Well, she vigorously prosecuted black people, causing the ongoing mass incarceration outbreaks, which we are still experiencing. That's true, and we talked about the 1994 crime bill. She, after all, was a prosecutor. She was sworn to a duty to prosecute crime, and she's no different than any other prosecutor in that era doing their jobs. She did her job. Now we have to correct the collateral effects of the mass incarceration issue in these United States. So if you're going to hold that against her, it's a lazy, stupid, ill thought of reason when you can do something about that problem now. She's not really black. Really? In a country whose culture applies the one-drop rule? Miss me with that. She wants to defund the police. Well, some people would say that defunding the police means I want to eliminate and abolish the police. And true enough, the history of the police and how it was created is dicey at best. And its performance has been horrible right now. And we're going to have to change the way the police does its business. Instead of a kick-ass approach, it's going to have to be true service and protection. We're going to have to train police in a new way. We're going to have new units where police will have a mental health unit, a homelessness unit, and a petty crime unit that doesn't go out and try to kick ass. What they need to be doing is serving and protecting. And these funds that were used in 1994 during the crime bill and those omnibus bills were used to militarize the police, to make draconian moves on people, in many cases, who did nothing wrong except live close to the drug house. That's going to change when the police is defunded from being militarized to becoming a service and protection entity. She's an opportunist. Well, okay, she is an opportunist. But that's no different than you saying someone is a go-getter. She sees an opportunity, she seizes it, she makes it happen. That's why she's a candidate for vice presidency. She's too liberal. Blah, blah, blah. Miss me with that too. She's not too liberal. How can you be too liberal? And what's liberal anyway? Liberal is basically going to be defined by people who either are for liberalism or against liberalism. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to use your own head to decide what it is that you want to do in your vote. So voting or not voting based on the fact that she might be too liberal. Come on. She would be a proponent for phasing out fracking. We already talked about fracking. It's something that we're going to have to change the way we do so that it will be better for the environment in the long run. What you may like about Kamala Harris is this. She's a proud sister of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. She attended an HBCU. She graduated from Howard University in 1986 with a degree in political science. And she was born in Oakland, California. How black can you be, really? She's a credible individual. She's capable and she's credentialed. She's a sitting senator for the state of California right now. She doesn't get rattled. She's consistent, articulate, and can adapt to any situation. She's a family woman in a beautifully blended family. Who doesn't want that? What we need done is what we need to be focused on in this election. First of all, we need police reform. Do I need to even elaborate on this? Defunding for service and protection does not mean draining the police funding. The 1994 crime bill and like legislation and demand for public need, it had an impact, but it also had unintended collateral effect that it took for granted that all law enforcement would be responsible when it came to the power that it gave them. Unfortunately, it needed to also address poor policing, which we're doing right now. We have a chance to do this with a Biden-Harris ticket. We need a comprehensive science-based response to COVID-19. Do I even need to elaborate more on this? President Trump has been a total idiot, a moon howler in his approach to the COVID-19 epidemic. First, he says that it doesn't exist. Then he said it would just go away. Then he said don't wear a mask. When the scientists said, what are you talking about? Wearing a mask would greatly reduce the chance that you would get COVID in a close quartered environment. Every single scientific theory that has come to pass, that is known to be proven to be correct, President Trump seems to be against wearing masks, making us as U.S. citizens and in the world community look stupid. We also need affordable health care for every single citizen of this country, regardless of their ability to pay. Unfortunately, Mr. Trump, at every turn, has been trying to repeal the Affordable Care Act. Is that something that you want to happen? We need affordable health care. And we're going to actually take this Affordable Health Care Act, we're going to tune it up, change it, and make it metamorph into something that is going to be a lot more serviceable, and it's going to be a lot more accurate in terms of what it needs to do for the general public. It's not perfect, but it will change into something better. We need an affordable education system for every person who aspires to achieve. It's very simple. Anybody who wants to get a credential should be able to get a credential without mortgaging their whole lives to do it. We need consumer and business-based credit reform to make the credit system decipherable by the common person and accessible to black businesses. Right now, the credit system is a total mystery to so many people. We need to simplify it, we need to regulate it, and we need to make sure that the average person can understand how to get right with the credit system so that they can gain access to the personal capital and the business capital they need to develop successful businesses. We need business support for businesses, for black businesses, that these businesses thrive. This means functional business education and business mentorship. It means that you don't just give somebody cash. You dispatch to them a mentor that would assist them in making sure that that business thrives and that business continues to serve its community and its purpose. We need a seat at the table. With Trump in office, we don't have a seat at the table. But with a Biden-Harris ticket, we have an opportunity. We need a voice at the podium. At the podium, we have an idiot. The country idiot, not the village idiot. With a Biden-Harris ticket, we have a viable, honorable voice of integrity at the podium. We need an Oval Office that reaffirms America's place of leadership in the world. And that's very true, because you've seen what an embarrassment Trump is. We have to change that. The big rhetorical questions are these. Will Donald Trump get any of these items done? No. Has Donald Trump lied about more than he's told the truth about? Of course he's lied. He lies every day. That's if he's breathing, he's lying basically. Can you trust Donald Trump compared to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris? Or Kamala Harris, excuse me. No, you can't trust Donald Trump compared to Harris and Biden. Can you trust a president who refuses to disavow the alt-right, white supremacist groups like the Proud Boys? Remembering he said this, stand back and stand by. Instead of saying, I denounce racism and race-based groups that destroy life, stand back and stand by, as if he were their commander. Sounds like he's their commander instead of their detractor. This is what Trump's failed to do. You have to remember this. He isn't protecting us. He's not providing total comprehensive science-based response to COVID-19 pandemic. He is not providing affordable health care. In fact, he's trying to get rid of it. He's not providing affordable education. He's not providing consumer and business credit reform. He's not providing business support for black businesses, but he would love to lie about it. He's given all the business opportunity and all the opportunity to make profit to his friends and himself. He won't let us in the room, much less provide us a seat at the table. And no, and he's not ever been a credible voice at the podium. He runs an Oval Office that denigrates America's place of leadership and respect in the world. And his administration is fueled by lies, alternative facts, and reckless overstatements every single day. The answer is that there is no lesser of two evils in this race. There is only one reasonable and productive choice, and that's Biden-Harris 2020. Vote and take back your future, and stop whining that you don't have a choice, because you do have a choice, and it's right in front of you. This is your time to do your job and vote and make a change. Because when you vote and we take back this power and we take back our country, what's going to happen is we have an opportunity to sit at the table and negotiate for the things that we need and achieve something bigger and better than we ever have. We can build back better, but we have to get rid of Trump, and the way to do it is a Biden-Harris ticket. Thank you so much for listening. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.